welcome to something. I don't know if I want to call it conversations that matter. I don't know how much this matters. I just, it's just, it's just a little comic relief, I think. Uh, so let me tell you what we're gonna do, and then I'll give you the background or why or how I found out about this. So we're gonna look at the weary world. The say that right. The weary world. Say that 9 times fast. Rejoices, a TGC Advent concert. Apparently, they had a Christmas concert last year and this year. So they're calling it a concert. Don't know that it qualifies as a concert, but this is what the Gospel Coalition, an organization, by the way, which has a lot of money and influence, and you'd think they could pull off like a Handel's Messiah type thing, right, if they wanted to. But instead they decided to have a bunch of people with webcams and I guess recording on, whether it's a webcam or a camera, recordings from their home or their music studio, or I don't know. I haven't seen all of them. So actually I haven't really seen any of them. That's what makes this kind of fun. I skipped around a little bit on the video just to see like different shots, like, okay, what is this? Where is this? And the reason I did that is because, for those who don't know, Gordon Sanchez, right? TGC, or I should say Social Gospel Coalition editor at large, put out a video, and he put a few clips from Gospel Coalition's Christmas concert. And I was shocked. I thought he was making it up, actually, a little bit. I was like, this can't be the Gospel Coalition. So I actually typed it in on YouTube. And sure enough, they did have a Christmas concert. So what we're going to do today, and again, I'm not considering this necessarily a conversation that matters, but it's fun. It's a little comic relief, and sometimes we need a little bit of that. So I thought it might just be interesting, and maybe it will make a point. I don't know. That organization like a Gospel Coalition, I mean, let's figure out, like, is this a good thing? Is this like positive? How does this portray our Lord, Christianity? Serious business, obviously, the Advent. I mean, this is very serious, and so I don't want to approach it. I don't want to approach that topic, or maybe even some of the lyrics, in that fashion, in a cavalier fashion. But the way the way in which this great truth that Christianity believes, that God became a man, is communicated, I don't know. I just don't know. Like, maybe I'm out of step. Maybe I was born old, or maybe I don't know. I haven't listened to Christian contemporary music. I never really did that much, but I really haven't listened to it even on the radio in a long time. Like, I used to turn it on sometimes just to see, okay, what's going on out there? I don't even do that. Maybe this is what's going on out there, and I'm just not aware. So here we go. Let's play some of this, and let's just take a peek. Let's see what's going on at Gospel Coalition, what they would consider to be a good music, good art, good way to communicate, because that's their thing, right? Engaging cultures. There's a good way to engage culture with the coming of Christ and the message of the coming of Christ. And I'll just give you some of my comments as we do this here. And for those who don't know, I was a minister of music for a while. I do play guitar and sing in church and that kind of stuff. So I know a little bit about music. I've had music theory.
Good evening and welcome to the Gospel Coalition's 2021 Virtual Advent Concert. The Gospel Coalition exists to celebrate the gospel for all of life, for all the world. So wherever you are in life, young or old, pastor or parent, artist or entrepreneur, the gospel is for you.
Is this like a normal thing, virtual concerts? And I mean, I guess maybe since 2020, but are we still, like, do we still have to do that? I don't know.
And wherever you are in the world, whether you're watching this in England or India, California or Korea, the gospel is for you. That's why we love convening Christians around the gospel in events, conferences, and concerts like this. Because as we gather together, we're reminded that though we may have differences, we have a shared confession, don't we? Jesus is Lord. He was conceived by the Holy Spirit and born of the Virgin Mary.
I'm just going to say this is made for Christians, it sounds like. Because he's saying we have a common confession. The gospel is for you, and they're kind of a neo-reform. So I'm pretty sure he's saying like this isn't actually about engaging culture and outreaching to others. This sounds like it's more for Christians, from what he's saying right here. Anyway,
he came here, he died, and he rose again. And when we put our trust in him, we have salvation, we have hope. And that's why we celebrate tonight. Our focus is on Jesus, our Savior and our hope. Well, the theme of our concert tonight is also the title of a new Advent devotional we just released here at TGC, The Weary World Rejoices.
I know
Daily
it.
Devotions for Advent. It's
I
a
know
line
it.
taken from the classic hymn, O Holy Night. Do you remember? A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Our world is indeed weary, isn't it? Another year of a global pandemic.
See, this is the same hymn that Carol David Platt just preached on. They really like this, the O Holy Night. That's I don't know. Is that the official carol of the more kind of left-leaning evangelicals? I'd be curious to know. We need to take a poll or something. I don't know. How would we do this? We probably should talk to Gordon Sanchez. Maybe he'd know. But okay, so what's the whole vibe? I'm even having trouble processing what I'm looking at. Like you have some candles behind this guy, but like I don't know. Other than that, it's not the most Christmassy thing. He's got a sweater on, so it's winter. He's got, I guess there are some like Christmas like I don't know what that is, some evergreen stuff, but I don't know. It just feels, I feel like I'm watching like Turner Classic Movies or something, and they're introducing they're like, It's a Wonderful Life is about to come on, and let's introduce it. That's what I feel like.
Churches and Christians struggling to maintain unity amidst rising polarization. And yet the weariness of life is no match for the hope we have in Christ. Right? For yonder break.
He keeps asking, right? That's what we have a common hope, right? So it seems a bit tentative there, but no, right? We do, absolutely. The gospel presentation. I mean, it's not like bad. It's just kind of I think it's just very simple and probably something that even some cults would be okay with. But again, they're making this, I think, for Christians. It seems like so. This is not an outreach thing. It doesn't seem like this is for Christians.
A new and glorious morn. Advent is a season where we can be honest with ourselves about the weariness of life. Indeed, for some, this season is often the hardest.
He's right about that.
But friends, weariness isn't the last word. For you, for me, or for the world that groans for restoration. Why? Because Jesus came in the flesh, and he's coming again in the flesh. And this is why we rejoice. This is why we sing. So tonight, with the help of a talented lineup of artists and musicians from around the world, we invite you to rejoice in the gift of Christ, our salvation. And so without further ado, let's get the concert started. Grab a hot holiday beverage, sit back, and maybe even sing along as we together reflect on what Christ's incarnation means for this weary world. A new and glorious morn.
Hope. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him of whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." John 1:45.
I just have to say, the music in the background, I don't know what it is. It's not getting me into that Christmas mood. It's something else. I don't know. It's kind of new agey-ish. It just like feels like I'm in, I don't know. I'm watching one of those relaxation type drone videos. Probably 3 of you know what I'm talking about on YouTube. Yeah, okay, guilty. I have watched those where it's like, take a tour of Hawaii or something by drone and 4K or 8K and or Iceland, or you go to these spots around the world, and then they play this kind of like new agey type music in the background. That's what I feel like I'm listening to right now. It's not very Christmassy, but anyway, we're gonna hear from talented artists. Apparently, that's that we were just told that talented artists, and so let's hear about the talent.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world.
I have to say, this isn't. I was expecting it not to be quite this. I'm not saying it's that great, but it's not like horrible. This is like she's hitting the notes. It's just a guitar. They keep it pretty simple. I can tell a little bit just from the guitar. They are switching it up a little bit. They're playing chords you wouldn't normally play on the song, but you know they're making it their own, making it a little folky. It does seem like it's a dude with a camera though, in like a back room somewhere, and they just like kind of tone the lights down, and so you know there's kind of a hipster vibe. Like she's got kind of a hipster accent. So I call that the hipster accent, just for those who don't know. Many of you probably enjoy that. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not big into that. My wife kind of enjoys some of that, but I like, honestly, I like country singers when they sing Christmas carols. Either that or like the old school kind of standard singers, because they actually just sing. They sing it very clearly. They accentuate the words, and I don't know what this like kind of like nasally thing is that you hear people talk and they don't talk like that, but then they sing like that. It's just a popular way to sing, especially in Christian contemporary music. I don't know why. All right, we're gonna skip ahead to the end of this song. Let's see how it sounds when they like get into it.
Hear the angel voices.
I don't remember that in A Holy Night. Where is this?
Hear the angel voices.
Oh my goodness.
Hear the angel
Is his voice higher than hers?
voices. Hear the angel voices.
Did they switch songs? Is this the same song? I'm okay. I take back what I said before. No, I feel like it's a 3-year-old doesn't want to eat the broccoli or something, and the mother's trying to be like, now say ah, and trying to get the 3-year-old to open their mouth. Either that or you're at the dentist and they're trying to do some work on your teeth. That's the vibe I'm getting. Okay, I don't know. This is too depressing. This is Oh Holy Night, a little more rousing. This is I don't know. They're in like a dark corner. They got weird, like it's very dimly lit, but they don't really have Christmas stuff in the background. They're not dressed in a particular Christmassy way, and they're adding kind of unusual choruses to a classic traditional carol. Nothing wrong. Nothing. Hey, that's what you like. I'm not saying that's necessarily wrong, but yeah, not really my thing. Not the easiest to sing. I went to a church once that did some of this stuff. I remember it was Reformation time, and I was still in seminary in North Carolina, so we went to different churches for a few weeks trying to find a church, desperately looking in that Wake Forest area. It was very hard to find a church that's not on the woke train. So I got to hear, I don't know how many renditions of I Mighty Fortress, and you could hardly sing any of them. And you look at the congregation, and hardly any of them are singing them. They're just being blasted usually by someone who added some chorus that no one can follow and changed the rhythm up and changed the chords. And I'm like, why can't we just like get the hymn book and like play the notes? Like that would maybe it'd be easier just for everyone to sing. So that's what I'm reminded of right now, is that bands who wanted to kind of put a unique spin on it, but what ends up being sacrificed is the singability of it. And I don't know. I really wish I could, maybe if I thought about it more, I would have the capacity to sort of get behind why this is a popular style. If it is, I don't know, maybe it's not, but I certainly, this is kind of what you hear when you go turn on Christian radio, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, not my thing, but maybe you can comment in the info section. What is it about this? What is it that, like, is it the overturning of the traditional way of doing it? Because I don't mind spicing it up a little. I don't mind changing some things up here or there, but like honoring the original purpose and not changing it to the point of like you don't recognize the song anymore. I guess that's kind of where I'm at. Making it better, like making it more singable, or sometimes you don't have, you might just have a guitar and it doesn't work the same way as it would on a piano. So you change it a little bit, you simplify a few chords, but like this kind of style to me is like purposeful, trying to, it's like you could have the talent, you could do it the way that it was written, and you could even change it a little bit but not deviate that much. But this kind of stuff is like, this is the sense I get, is like we're going to put our own unique spin on this song, and we're going to take it and just, it's like our song now. It's not, we've kind of left the original carol. And I don't know, I wish I had more adjectives. What adjectives would you use to describe this kind of thing? So again, not wrong, but just kind of strange in my mind. Not very singable. All right, so here's, and it doesn't make me feel very Christmassy either. So here's the next one. Let's see. This, I don't even know who these bands are. That is not the tune to this song. They're not opening their mouths all the way. She's kind of whispering. I think what it is like, he's like, I'm going to try my best to sing this song without moving my jaw. I think that's the goal. I don't know. So it's super emotional. The candle thing is the one constant thing through this. Like they do have candles, but there's nothing else Christmassy. Street shine, the everlasting light. I'm not saying they don't have talent. Like, I don't know. I don't think I could hit those notes the way he's hitting them, like without barely moving my mouth. But I can, just kind of through my nose, I can hit the notes. I don't think I could do it, but I can't sing along with it. That's the thing. And that's what we heard at the beginning, is that they're very talented, and hey, feel free to sing along. I just don't know. Is this like a common version that I haven't heard? All right, we're skipping ahead. Let's see. Where does this go? All right, we're skipping out of this. All right, next one. What's the next one sound like? I hope it's just the melody, right? Straight melody, clearly articulated, and it's maybe something other than just an acoustic guitar. Let's just see. Oh, and I can see they have Christmas lights, and there is a piano, but I don't see anyone's playing it. So, well, let's see. All right, I can tell you exactly what's going on here, because I felt the need to do this sometimes. So he's like doing this choppy rhythm on his guitar, right? the thing about this is O Come, O Come Emmanuel. So they've taken songs that are supposed to be rousing and joyful, like Oh Holy Night, kind of, and made them kind of depressing-ish and just sad. But then they take a song like O Come Emmanuel, which actually is supposed to be in a minor key, slower, reflective, and then he's chopping on his guitar like a rock and roller. And that's something I've done. I felt the temptation when I was younger to do that sometimes when a song was dragging. I was like, oh no, I just really want to put some energy into it. So you just like, but it makes it sound like this. And it's honestly, in my mind, is terrible, because what it does is it takes away from the reflective, open kind of sound that the song normally has. And it's distraction. It's like the mosquito buzzing around your ear.
Rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
Now they are kind of singing the melody. I appreciate that, but I feel like we're about to get to like the Freebird solo here. Whenever he, okay, they're not bad actually. I mean, look, they can harmonize with each other. I will definitely give them that. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is my favorite so far. I'm already digging it. They got Christmas trees in the background. They got a piano, and they got a lady who can actually sing, and she's doing it like she's opening her mouth and she's actually pronouncing the words, and so you could actually follow and sing. This is awesome.
Late in time, behold him come, offspring of the virgin's womb, veiled in flesh, the God.
A little nasally, but it's far superior to anything we've seen so far for singability. Let's see what the next one is.
On a midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels bending nearly.
What am I looking at?
To touch their hearts.
So they position lights to be out of focus for some odd reason in the video, so you're kind of blinded by them. And then there's a guy, what kind of a hat would you even call that? A hipster hat of some kind? And because it's not really a cowboy hat. Maybe it kind of is. I don't know. But they're definitely hipsters. Let's put it that way. I think the goal, too, and some, again, it's this straight face kind of like we're going to sing without emotion on our face kind of thing going on. No smiling when you sing. That's the rule. And then, of course, they're not really doing the melody. They're it's kind of the nasal thing again.
Peace on earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's all gracious King. The world in song.
Now they actually are doing the melody. I take that back. This is the melody. No, they changed a few notes, but not horrific. Still got that new agey whatever it is in the background.
Still through the glowing skies they come, with peaceful wings unfurled.
Nah, they are changing the melody a little, so it would be hard to sing with them. It's not like regimented in the rhythm, and it's. What is it though? What are the adjectives I'm looking for to describe this? It's like, what are they trying to evoke with the lights? And then, oh, they got a banjo. What's this? So he puts in a little banjo. Okay. They are talented. I mean, they can sing, they harmonize with each other. But again, they have to kind of put their own, they're like change the melody so much. So it's so unique and so different. And I don't know. Now let's see what the next one is. Oh, we're going back. We're gonna skip this. This is the same band we saw in the beginning. I don't know. Maybe TGC's running out of. I don't know. Oh, the same band again. Wait, did they just recycle the same? Okay, this guy we haven't seen yet.
Adore Him, Christ the Lord. Christ the Lord.
Is this "Oh Come All We Faithful"?
Christ the Lord.
All right, we're skipping ahead. Let's see what this is.
Oh, come, let us adore.
Okay, I don't even. This isn't even "Oh Come All We Faithful." I don't know what we're looking at. Okay, now there's a talk by Rebecca McLaughlin. It looks like, and I don't know. Do we want to look at this?
Mary is this: that king is coming. He will be your son. His name is Jesus. Mary had a reasonable question. How will this be, since I am a virgin?
Let's see. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit here.
Jesus of Nazareth, risen from the dead, reborn from the tomb just as he'd once been born from that first Mary's womb. But why? Why would the God of all the universe become a man? Why would he live in poverty and die in agony? Why would the everlasting King of all the world come not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many? Why? Because of love. Because of love for you and me. You see, we've turned our backs on God and come under God's judgment for our sin, but Jesus came to die to take that judgment on himself. The Son of God was born to die, so you and I could live as sons and daughters of God, wrapped up more tightly in his love than he was once wrapped up in those swaddling clothes. Mary of Nazareth was a no-name girl from a podunk town until she welcomed Jesus. If you feel insignificant today, unknown, unloved, open yourself to Jesus and know that you are worth the birth and life and death and resurrection of the Son of God. The King of all the universe is reaching.
I mean, look, I give her points for this. She's saying true things. There's the things I wish she would kind of add here. You are worth it. It's very man-centered. You know, he did this for you, and that is true. He did do it for you, for us. But it was for the joy set before him. It was for glorifying the Father. I mean, these are the reasons. So we are, yes, he did love us. God so loved the world, absolutely. But there's more to it than just that. And I don't know. Anyway, let's go to some more music here. I'm glad they're at least articulating something that, I mean, someone can seriously hear that and get saved. That is true, and maybe people have. So and praise God for that. Even though it could be better, it still is. It's good, right, that they're doing it. All right.
Blessed when the Virgin full of grace.
Have you noticed all these artists? So many of them. It's a duet between a guy and a girl, and usually the guy is singing just as high, if not higher, than the girl. That's like, we've seen that now like 4 times.
By the Holy Ghost conceiving, bear the Savior.
No, she's a little higher than him. He's pretty high though. I always couldn't stand worship music that I couldn't sing because I'm a baritone. I'm like, this is all written for really high voices.
First revealed his sacred face.
All right, we're skipping ahead now. Oh wait, we already saw this band. We already saw these people. All right, let's skip ahead here. We saw them too. We saw them too. So I think that we're recycling the same. We're recycling the same.
We're so
artists.
thankful that you've joined us for this Advent concert, and we hope that you're enjoying it. I just wanted to take a few minutes to share a few things that we have going on with you. The first, I'd love to share with you a little bit about an Advent devotional resource that we've created as an editorial.
All right, we're going to the end. That's the advertisement. This is my favorite. Oh, thank you. Just sing it straight. So she put some descants in there. You can spice it up some, but she didn't fundamentally change the carol. Everyone's dressed, most of the people in this are dressed pretty casually too, you'll notice. Like the keyboardist in this, kind of a beanie hat and, was it, I think a t-shirt and a necklace. And I don't know, it's just not what you think of when you think of concert, right? You think of like choirs and nice dressed, if you turn on like Frank Sinatra Christmas special or something, right? It's really classy. This is the classiest it gets for the Gospel Coalition right here. All right, we're gonna go back. Let's go back and see. There was, okay, so that was the recent one from TGC, and they had another one last year. Let's check that out.
It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the...
All right, that ain't a holy night. They really like that song though, don't they? All right. Hey, the Gettys are in this.
Gloria, Gloria, now my eyes have seen.
They're actually good at this. Like, they're classically trained, I think. Actually, I could really listen to this. I like this. All right, let's go to the next one. This is not a carol I've ever heard before. I mean, it doesn't sound bad. It's that kind of nasally voice I'm not fond of, but... All right, what about this?
Is here with us.
So this is like Zoom. I guess they're doing this over Zoom or something. I don't know. It's a split screen.
Jesus, you come, Emmanuel, God incarnate.
Okay, that's the voice. That's like the epitome of what I was talking about earlier. That's not an accent, right? That's a way of singing, right? What do they call that? Everyone knows what I'm talking about, right? What is that? I don't know. I don't know what to call that. I just say it's nasally, but I don't, like, is there an accent associated with that? Do people in a certain part of the world sound like, is that like Scottish and it went mainstream? Like, where did that come from? All right, let's skip around here. I don't want to take up a lot of time here. Okay, this is kind of weird. I don't know why we're doing the weird stairs.
Hannah had her period in cycles, like infinite loops of the same death sentence. You will never be a mom, period. Are a barren stump, period. Always period, never a comma, a period, no exclamation.
This is kind of embarrassing, actually.
But blood led Hannah to worship. Though wordless, her life his, period. Apparently periods aren't periods in the hand of God.
What?
Life soon swam inside and Hannah's song echoed history's halls. And Mary's mouth, the Magnificat, filled the mother of Messiah.
What in the world are we, what is, I mean, is it spoken word? I guess it's spoken word. It's an interesting way of approaching the story of Hannah. I'm just gonna skip across. I don't want to hear more about. I don't. I mean, what am I? I don't have words. I don't even have words. What? The whole way that the camera was just kind of zooming in and zooming out, and just it's supposed to give you kind of a point of view of like you're there with her, I guess, and she's like looking at you in a very serious way, talking about periods. Okay, next.
Save us from our sin. The servant king, the kingdom without end.
You know, you think the Gospel Coalition, wouldn't they have the money to get a choir? Or even if this young lady, I don't know who any of these people are, except the Gettys, but wouldn't they have the money to like get her a plane ticket or something that like we could get everyone kind of like in a recording studio, socially distanced. I know that would be important for them, but like, you know, really get a good quality thematic piece here, good work of art. Like this seems like, what are we, on the windowsill of someone's house? I guess there's nothing wrong with it. Again, I'm not trying to say it's wrong. It's surprising to me for an organization with as many resources as they have. We'll skip ahead.
Born is the King of Israel.
That was pretty good right here. Okay.
The Son of God incarnate.
She has a good voice.
He came as a friend to the
And they actually have Christmas stuff in the background. It's a nice looking studio or room or wherever, for the most part. They're dressed nice, meaning the guys actually have collars on their shirts. Do I sound like an old man? I think I do. What? Okay. What is in the background? What am I looking at? What? This is Christmas? Alright, is there anything that looks remotely Christmas in this? There's a butterfly. Wait, I don't know what we're looking at over here. This is really strange. You have an androgynous looking person. I can't tell if it's a boy or a girl with green hair in kind of looking kind of sad, but also kind of prideful, in a booth somewhere, like lounging in a public booth. I at a restaurant. I don't know where that is, but that's the picture in the background. And you have then so there's a picture too, and I wish I could zoom in, but it looks like it's the singers. It looks like it's the two people singing, and it's a picture of themselves, like professionally taken, where so I don't know. What's going on. I'm getting those LGBT vibes a little bit here.
No
But
stars in the sky, but the Spirit of God led down into Egypt from Herod to hide. No place for his parents, no country or tribe.
their harmonies aren't terrible. Their vocals aren't. I don't know. It leaves a little to be desired in my mind. From what I'd expect from, again, I mean, look, if someone at a church sounds this way, but this is the Gospel Coalition here we're talking about. All right, we're skipping ahead.
Will be melted
Is
down
that a guy with a mullet and a trucker's hat?
to plowshares for the heart.
There's no Christmas. Oh, there's some lights.
We're
Okay.
longing for it now. When we'll go.
I don't know. There's no Christmas vibe here. It's the limp lip thing again.
Disperse the gloomy clouds of night.
Are we gonna look back on this in 30 years and wonder why did we? What was it? about that singing through your nose and not moving your lips and trying to look really like you're not into what you're singing about. All right.
A thrill
Oh, Holy Night again.
weary soul
This is a good. I really like the way he's singing it though and playing it.
yonder breaks a new and glorious morn.
Okay, so we're gonna stop all of this now. My thoughts. I really hope that we have some better talent out there than just what we saw. There's some talent there. I'm not saying there's not, but if this is the cream of the crop and this is like the best we can do as Christians, and TGC is all about engaging culture and art and music and making sure that Christians are the ones that are leading these fields and that secular people are drawn to the church because they see how much we excel in this. I don't know what they're thinking with putting something like this out there. It's tacky, I guess, that's the one adjective that comes to mind. It's kind of tacky. And maybe it's because they tacked all these little videos together. If this was a church doing it, like it's an individual church, and they're like, people in our church wanted to worship the Lord and they wanted to put something together, I would be impressed. I'd be like, oh, wow, like a small church, like 200 people, and this is what they came up with. They had like 4 bands or 4 duos, and some of them play guitar. I would expect, okay, like that seems reasonable. Like that's the kind of talent. But like the Gospel Coalition, with all the resources they have from all over the world and the money they have, that's what they came up with. Maybe I'm just out of it. Like, are these people popular? I mean, the Gettys were the only ones I think I recognized, and you know they do a good job. But I mean, again, the Gospel Coalition could probably hire a whole entire choir, could probably hire a whole orchestra. They could. I was thinking, I think it was last Christmas. I was still near Liberty University, and so we went and saw. They did a rendition of Handel's Messiah. And they had another Christmas concert. I loved it. Downtown, the community had a little show that they did where they had a community orchestra that did some Christmas carols. And it was very well done. Everyone dressed nice, and they harmonized, they practiced, they came together. And these weren't even Christians necessarily. It was a Christmas concert, but they weren't even necessarily Christians. And this just seems like haphazard, like it's something they just kind of threw together. Some of them look like they just got up. They didn't even bother to put on a shirt with a collar. And I think I in some ways, maybe I sound like an old man when I say this, but my standard is different, I guess, in my mind for church. Like I associate this with church. Like we want to give God something excellent. And so for some people, that is what they can do. That's the best they can do, and that's fine. But you know that the Gospel Coalition has resources and more. There's more that they can do with that. And some of that was just weird. Some of it just, you can't follow it along. You can't really sing half of it. Some of the backgrounds, I mean, that one really strange. The one background with, I don't know what was on their wall, but the androgynous looking green-haired person. It just makes you wonder, like, what's their purpose? Like, what are they trying to communicate with all of this? I don't understand, like what kind of people are even attracted to that? Like, if this is something that the editors there think is really good, like maybe there's a disconnect somewhere along the line with like real people. I don't know. So this is a total bonus episode, and it's totally my own prejudice and my own thinking on this. And I'm looking at it with fresh eyes, so I haven't really analyzed it so much in my mind, but I'm just taking it in as it hits me. And as someone who is a musician, who does sing, and I don't consider myself to be like a great singer, but I feel like I could have put something together that would be a lot more clear, easier to sing along with, better looking, just with the praise team at my church, which is like, in fact, I just went to something the praise team at my church put on, and it was like 10 times better. And so, like, what's the deal? I don't know. Maybe some of you, and it seems fairly popular. That last one I played had over 100,000 views on it. And how many likes did it have? Let me see. Yeah, like 2.2K likes. You can't see dislikes anymore on YouTube, so I don't know how many people disliked it. But that is the Gospel Code. Let's see what the comments. Maybe there's some comments here. People seem to like it. The people who have commented on it. Yeah, so maybe I'm out to lunch. Am I out to lunch? You can put in the comment section if you think I'm out to lunch on this. Everyone here thinks it's amazing. Wow. His concert was amazing. Thank you for sharing. Have listened to it numerous times. Okay. One person says Blair Lynn, heart, heart, oh, hers, and Queena Aragon? I don't know. This period shook me. Yeah, the poem about the period. Yeah. All right. Well, that was strange and something I don't plan on repeating, but it is a bonus episode, and this is now back to your regular scheduled programming. No more of this stuff. Well, for all three of you who are still watching, I hope that you enjoyed that on some level, or at least maybe it inspires you to go make some really good Christian music, because now I'm really thinking we need it. I'm really thinking maybe I should put an album out there or something, because who would have thought? I didn't think that I had the talent, but now I'm like, well, maybe I could compete with those guys, I think. I don't have anything more to say.